welcome back to my channel. I'm your host Tasha and you're watching Tasha Marie TMr. Today you guys, we're going to be making bacon wrap meatloaf, and these are the ingredients that we're going to need in order to make this recipe. Okay, now I do have a cooking channel and it is called Get in the Kitchen with Tasha. It was formerly known as Tasha's Cooking Chronicles, and I've changed the name. I wanted to bring this recipe onto this channel just to let you guys know that I do have a cooking channel. And if you're interested in more cook with me recipe type content, you would have to go follow me over there on Get in the Kitchen with Tasha. I will leave a link to that channel, okay? So look, let's go ahead and get started. So really quick, I'm just going to show you the things that we're going to need to complete this meal. All right. So we have here a bowl of ground beef and pork. Okay. So I mix the two when I make my meatloaf. All right. So we also have over here, we have the bacon. Okay. And I will show you how we're going to wrap the meatloaf around the bacon. And then here, you guys, we have ingredients, okay? We have black pepper that we're going to put into the season we're going to put in the meat. We have garlic powder. We have accent. We have Worcestershire sauce. We have oregano. We have parsley flakes for garnishing. We have basil, tomato sauce, an egg, 1 egg. We also have plain breadcrumbs. And we also have 1 cup of milk. And then you guys, we also have here some vegetables. There is onion, bell pepper, green bell pepper, and red bell pepper, okay? All right, so let's get started. All right, so first what we're going to do, you guys, I've already cut up my vegetables. And normally what I do, you guys, when I know I'm going to do a lot of cooking that week, I go ahead and pre-cut my vegetables and freeze them, okay? So I have pre-cut these vegetables, but what I want to do is I want to puree them a little bit because we're actually going to saute these vegetables in butter. Now, if you're the type of person who likes big chunks of vegetables in your meatloaf, then you don't have to puree them. You could just saute them in butter, or you could just put it into your meat mixture raw, okay? So right here we have a food chopper, and my hands have been cleaned, all right? And we're just gonna put these vegetables in here, and we're gonna puree them a little bit. Not to the point where they're gonna be liquefied, but just enough to where they're pureed, okay? I just want them a little finely chopped, okay? Like there, so, okay? So I have a bowl next to me that we're gonna empty those into. And then we're just gonna go ahead and finish up the rest. All right. You guys, I made this meatloaf a couple times. I don't make meatloaf a lot, but I just had a taste for it today. And I asked everybody in the house, did they want meatloaf? And they said yes. And my youngest son said, "Ma, can you wrap it in bacon like you used to do?" So I decided to do it, wrap it in bacon today. And I wanted to share this with you guys, okay? All right. So we have finished pureeing the vegetables. Like I said, I have a bowl next to me, okay? And making sure we get all those ingredients out. Okay. All right. So that's how you have it right there. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and saute them in butter. All right. So over here, you guys, I have my butter. I already started pre-melting the butter. Okay. Straighten that camera up a little bit. And we're going to take our vegetables and we're just going to put them in the butter. Okay. And we're gonna, I just just want to cook them a little bit. Not, you know, fully cook them, but just give it that buttery taste to it. So that's why I put mine in butter. Okay. All right. So while that's doing, because, you know, that's going to take a minute while we're letting those vegetables cook, we're going to go ahead and go back to our meat. And we're going to start seasoning our meat, okay? So, we're going to go ahead and start putting our seasonings in the meat, all right? Again, I have re-washed my hands because I'm going to be putting my hands in raw meat, all right? So, like I said, these are the seasonings that I put in my ground beef and pork mixture, okay? So, I put pepper, all right? So, I sprinkle a generous amount of pepper in it, okay? And then I sprinkle a generous amount of garlic pepper powder, excuse me. And you guys, if the words of the the ingredients is backwards to you, I do apologize. It's a camera. I don't know how to reverse it, but that's the reason why I say the name as I use it. This is accent, okay? This is accent, and we're going to shake a generous amount of accent in there. You guys, I use accent a lot instead of seasoned salt because accent is 60% less sodium than salt. Like it says, you guys, it wakes up food flavoring, okay? All right. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to sprinkle some oregano in there. And again, I put a generous amount of oregano. You can gauge how much seasonings you want to put in your recipe based off your liking. The parsley is going to be last, so we're going to push that to the side. Then I'm going to go ahead and put some basil leaves, crushed basil leaves in here, okay? All right. So then I go ahead and I take my hand and I just kind of mush everything together with the ground pork and the ground beef. Okay. Just trying to get those seasonings in there mixed into the meat mixture. Okay, I'm going to step off the camera and re-wash my hands because I want to add some additional seasoning. All right, so I re-washed my hands, you guys, and I just want to go ahead and add some more garlic powder. Okay, some more garlic powder and a little more accent. Okay, all right. So while our vegetables are still sauteing over there in the butter, we're going to go ahead and pour our tomato sauce into the meat mixture. And I use a whole can. Okay. We're going to crack 1 egg into the mixture. Okay. We're going to go ahead and pour the milk into the mixture. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and put the Worcestershire sauce and I just shake a little in there. Alright. And then last but not least, we're going to go ahead and add breadcrumbs, okay? And again, I use plain breadcrumbs. You can use plain, you can use the Italian, you can use what you prefer, okay? Alright. So, I'm not going to mix this around yet until I get my vegetables out. Alright, so our vegetables have done their thing over here, okay? That looks so nice and pretty. You guys, I love the colors of the peppers, the tricolors when they come together. When you put the orange and the yellow, the green and the red together, I really think that is really pretty. All right. Okay. So then we're just going to take our vegetable mixture and we're going to put it into our meat. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and pour the vegetables into the meat mixture. Okay. And then again, we got to get our hands dirty again, okay? All right, you guys. So I had to do a voiceover on this part because my husband came in. He's watching the football game. Y'all know how it is. It's football season. And my kitchen is very close to the living room. So basically what I'm doing here, you guys, is I'm just mixing all the ingredients together carefully because I don't want it to spill out, you know, onto the counter. So I'm just getting everything mixed in as much as I can, you know, because you want everything, you know, molded in. The milk, the egg, the breadcrumbs, the vegetables. Of course, when you start adding the liquid ingredients, it makes the meat moister. So it's kind of hard to, you know, gel it together. Now, if you want, you can put additional breadcrumbs in it to make it a little harder. You can do that if you would like, but it will mold in the oven. Okay, so yes, it will mold in the oven. So there I'm just basically letting you know that I'm getting ready to transfer it over into the bacon. So that's all I'm basically showing you there right now. So I just stepped off the camera so I could wash my hands because I need to move the platter with the bacon in it and then start taking the meat mixture and transfer it into the platter so I can make it into a loaf. And then wrap the bacon around the loaf. So that's what I did there. I just stepped off the camera. All right, so now I'm moving the platter over, okay? And readjusting my camera so you guys can have full visual of me making the loaf. So I go ahead and I just generously start adding my meat to the bacon wrap, okay? And I actually made a little too much, but that's okay. I did have some extra meat that I just froze and I labeled it meatloaf mixture. So the next time I make meatloaf, I can just use that and add it into, you know, my hamburger meat that, you know, I already have. But that's okay because my family really loves meatloaf. So trust me, we'll eat on this today and tomorrow as well. So yeah, so now I'm just, you know, building the meatloaf and I need to shape it into a loaf, and I'll do that once I finish, you know, getting the rest of the meat mixture out of the bowl. And just trying to, you know, that's pretty much all I was going to use because I know I need to wrap that meat around the loaf. So I'm shaping it into a loaf and then I start wrapping the bacon around, okay? And normally the bacon, if the loaf was a little smaller, the bacon would have wrapped all the way. But because I made it a little bigger than I normally do, I didn't get the bacon to go all the way to the top. So, but that's okay. Because what I'm actually going to do, that you'll see here real soon, is I'm just going to go ahead and add an additional strips to the top. So the bacon loaf, the meatloaf can be covered with the bacon. So so now I'm going to go off to the side, wash my hands, and then get some additional pieces of bacon out of the refrigerator. All right, so I got the additional pieces and I'm just going to wrap those on top or place them on top so that the loaf can be completely covered in bacon. So I just lay those right on top. I don't really need to tuck them because they're going to actually bake into the other pieces of bacon. Yeah, that's pretty much all I was doing there, you guys. And there you go. the bacon wrap meatloaf. And now what I'm going to do, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and place it in the oven for about 1 hour and 20 minutes on 375 degrees. All right, you guys, it's finished baking. And this is a bacon wrapped meatloaf. Hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you in the next video.